Okay, we're back. Let's talk about your appearance. Actually, the next thing is race. Unlike the games you play on your phone, the choices that you make in all these games make a huge difference down the road. They can make your path easier or harder. They can make your path less or more rewarding. Races is one of those things. Races are divided into three basic categories: good races, neutral races, and evil races. Each one of those is going to have more or less difficulty navigating parts of the world depending on their alignment. A good race really is not going to have an easy time of it going to a zone or a city that is governed by evil people. You can alter that through your gameplay faction, which is at least 3 or 4 more videos down the road. But I'm a good person, so I like playing a good character. And I've picked a paladin. A paladin is a holy warrior, so I am going to pick a good race. Now, of the types of choices, it will tell you what your options are. Not every race can play every type of character, as you can see from just me clicking through the pictures. If I'm playing a good race, I can be a dwarf. I can be a fae. I like being a fae. Although, you can see it's very sprightly, but I'm going to stick with fae because I have wings. So let's stick with fae. So that's a good race. And then, when you're done, you hit next. And then this is the fun part. This is when you get to change what you look like. EQ1, I will say, does not have so much racial and ethnic diversity as some of the modern games. That's the one thing these older games didn't do as well. EQ2 did do some things better than EQ1, but did some things, particularly for those of us who are darker, not as well. So, but for example, they don't have dark fairies, and I just find that ridiculous. So let's make this girl look like we want, because we didn't pick a girl. Fae female. Okay? I don't know why it says monk, because I don't remember picking monk. I'm going back. I don't want a monk. I want a paladin. There we go. Okay. So, going back, and I forgot to mention that over on the right side here is where you pick your gender. There are many gender benders in these games. You can never assume that if somebody is playing a female character that they are a real-life female. They could be a dude in somebody's basement named Chuck. Many women who are real-life women also play male characters because, frankly and sadly, it does reduce the sexual harassment. I play my gender and people can piss off. All right, so let's see what we want her to look like. The first option is appearance is eyes. You can see this little close-up here. You can also scroll her in here using your mouse. You can scroll in and out to get a good look. And let's see what kind of eyes. You want her eyes to tilt down. That's kind of sexy. Tilt up, more fairy-like. I kind of want slightly about the middle. I like big eyes. Okay. The randomize button is when you just don't care what you look like, and you can hit the button and it'll pick something for this one. All right, so we're finished with the eyes in terms of the shape. But if you look here in appearance, under eyes you have the eyes. That was the shape, we just did that. Now you can pick your eyebrows. All right, because it affects your expression. Same thing. Let's see if I can zoom over here. I can have down eyebrows. I can have eyebrows. You can see them changing up, 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 up. That was a little weird for me. So I'm going to bring down a bit, just average eyebrows. I can have straight eyebrows. I like that. I can have really rounded, curved eyebrows. So again, I tend to go to the middle. In terms of eyes, the default for fairies is angling up because that's kind of what makes them look like fairy. But you can also angle them down, get your little whimsical, kind of sad look if you like. I'm going to go here. We're still not done with the eyes. Eye color. I personally, green is the default for fairies, but I'm not big on that. I would much rather purplish eyes. I don't know that I blue, but you can kind of click on this color palette right here, and come up with what you want. I'm going to go with dark purple because purple is me. I just love purple. I do. Alright, so that's the eyes. Let's talk the hair. There are some default hairstyles, and you can pick whichever one you think works. So, like, again, when you click here, there's 3 choices. There's hair color 1, hair color 2. Hair is the hairstyle. And I'm going to show you, and if you look, you will see the different hairstyles as I click on them. There's one. Now, what's great is if you want to know what it looks like from the back, use your mouse to drag to the left, drag to the right. You can actually see what it looks like from the back. I think that was kind of cool, actually. Let's see. There's this one. I like that. There's this one. This one's really whimsical, but you know, have your little bun, some interesting bangs. You have this one. It's kind of a swoop forward. For Paladin, that may be a best look. That kind of signals that this is a lady who looks less cute, but she uses that hair mostly out of the way so she can keep some butt. Then you have this one, which is about as classic Tunair as you're ever going to get. Tunair is one of the many goddesses in the EQ lore. But again, one little pixie cut, you can have a pixie cut. I'm not a big pixie cut person. You have this one. The ponytail I've never done. You can have this one. That's truly very fae-like. You can have a little bob. Or you can have a younger, you know, kind of like modern day look. I personally like this one because it's a little mystery to the hair. So we're going to use that. Now let's pick a hair color. Same thing. Over here, the default color is this green. This is how you would look. Personally, I don't dig it. So I'm going to change it. Most of my characters, to reflect my age in real life, have very light hair. Usually white. Sometimes a little grayer, depending on what I think. Let's see what a purple hair looks like now. Purple doesn't look too bad on her. Let's do it. You can have a red. Normally I save red for my versions and my things. Blue is alright now. Let's stick with purple here. Yeah, we're going to go with that. So that's hair color 1. And because we are talking about hair, you gotta pick your highlights. What kind of highlights do you want? You don't want to look too bad. See, this girl has a little bit of yellow, but if I wanted, I could change it to a little bit of red or a little bit. Work whichever way you want. Play with it. Let's see if we can get something a little bit more interesting. Alright, so that's the hair. The head, the face, again, highly customizable. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on this because you're beginning to get the hang of it. First thing, you get a choice to set your ears, your cheeks, your lips, and your nose. These are fairies. You're supposed to have ears. She has very big ears, though. I need a little more delicateness. We're going to go for medium ears, and you can even pick where they sit on your head. Very low, very high. I'm going to go for middle. Cheeks. You can have very thin cheeks, very full cheeks. I'm going to go more toward the forehead. Cheekbones. Low cheekbones, high cheekbones. I'm going to lean toward high. Chin. Same thing. I tend to go with the defaults on the chins. Just because I don't really like it. Alright. Lips. I have to have full lips. You can have your lips turned up. You can turn them down if you want more sad lip. I'm going with thin lips. Some people dig them. I don't. I need full lips. And you can have wide lips. Or you can have narrow lips. I always go toward the wide, just because that's more like I am in real life. Nose. You can have a little pixie nose that goes up, or it could go down. I'm going with middle. You can have a little broad nose, or you can have a skinny nose. Analyze. So I'm going to go over here. You can have a long nose, or you can have a really tiny little pug nose. We're going to go back to it. Let's have an average nose. The body. This, we could go for hours about EverQuest and all of these game developers stuff, but fortunately, that was an issue 1 problem. Issue 2, really, your problem is skin color. They don't have any imagination. I mentioned that they don't have, for these Fey races, any darker tones. I don't want to be blue, so I'm not going to be blue, but I am going to try to get some sort of like light purple. That's one of the flaws to me. And you can adjust your height. Let's go back out so you can see that. If you want to be itty little bitty, you can be there, or you can be large. Now, Fey races are always smaller, so they're never going to be as big as the others, but there you go. And then finally, your wings. And again, you get to choose. There's several different types of wings. This is the default. You can have these kind, you can have these kind, you can have these, you can have these, you can have these, or you can have these. I personally like the basics. I always have. Then you can, same thing, big signature. Wing color 1 is not bad. So basically, if you pick these wings, you don't get to play with them. So let's play with them, see if we can play with another one. Pearl Mosaic, wing color. Yeah, just play with it. It's okay. I don't like it too much. Let's see what we get. That one's better. That one's much better. I can make orange. Oh, yes, I can. Alright, that's my appearance. So, now, there's a little button here called Show Helm. It's not going to apply for a new character, but when you get a hat, you get a choice to show your hat or not show your hat. I do not usually show my hat. Most of the helms are horrible. Alright, so we're done with appearance. Next. And then you get to pick the starting city. And this is, again, this is one of those things you kind of have to think. Because you ultimately are going to travel the whole world, but the kind of grief you get depends on where you start. These are the options for a fairy. Kelethin is the home of the Fae. That's the traditional home. It's great because it's beautiful. It's a tree city. The downside is that if you are afraid of heights, that's probably not the best place for you to start. New Hallis is out in the tundra, and the great thing about New Hallis is that there is a plethora of quests for new players, and you don't have to worry about falling and dying, because falling from like a tree house in Kelethin can kill you. And then there's the Queen's Colony, and this is aligned with Kinos, and I have actually never started the character here, so this is a great opportunity. So we're going to start in the Queen's Colony. Alright, the last thing is to select a name. Now there's 2 options. You can, if you don't have any imagination, let the server pick it. You can keep hitting this random button and you'll keep coming up with names. I personally find that horrible. None of these names are any good. So, I like picking my own name, but the tricky part is that many names are gone. Especially if it was popularized in a book or a movie. The game also will not let you name yourself as living people. So, let's just see what we can come up with. What if I... Alright. How about this one? Let's see if it's available. So, we'll find out in a minute. And then I've got to pick a server. Antonia Bale is a role-playing server. It's medium server, which means a decent amount of people play. It's a server, you know, all the servers are smaller in terms of population than they used to be in this game. This game is 50, I think it's 17 years old now. I personally always pick Antonia Bale just because the people that play on Antonia Bale tend to be nicer. So we'll pick Antonia Bale. Now this is the part where you cross your fingers because if your name is not available or it's rejected, it's going to tell you. So fingers crossed. Voila. I have a new character. When you accept it, it takes you into the game. And this is a great place to stop this video. So, see you next time. Bye!